Good evening, everybody. We are live, Golden Hour Golf Bets, back again for another weekend of golf brought to you by Heat Ratio Sports. If you guys are listening on YouTube, go over and like and subscribe to Heat Ratio Sports Network. We got everything for you there. Great content, great every sport. So just go over there, click the like and subscribe button, and help us out. But tonight we're talking golf, and I got the man to do that with me. Dave Gleckner joins me. Dave, coming off the British Open now to the 3M Open, right? Little bit less competitive Open, but going to be a lot of fun regardless. I hit some bets last weekend, did good, ended up in the plus. Took home Casey, top 20, Brooksy, backdoor Brooksy, top 10. So we landed in the positive last weekend. It was good. What were your thoughts, takeaways from the British Open? Colin Morikawa gets it done, lives up to the billing, and cashes for the people.
I'll never bet Louis again. So check this out. Leader after round one, I'm rolling. Leader after round two, I double down. Leader after round three, I triple down. I'm like, screw this. This is the 1 week I'm not hedging.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I was at the beach with Chris, and we were talking about it, and I was like, man, I don't know. Like, can you bet Louis, or do you have to bet him? Like, it seemed like the type of event where he was primed, he had to win, and he just couldn't do it, man. It was like it's funny that Morikawa won, because during the weekend we were back and forth. Like, you have Spieth who has done it so many times, right? And it's just masterful in these types of courses. And then you have Louis, who has just been in such good form, and is he finally going to break through? And it was like, which side were you betting on? And I'm glad I didn't touch it live. I ended up playing a little John Rahm top Euro, which I cashed in on, plus 188. So that one kind of put a little more bread in my basket, so to speak. So it was a real nice weekend, but I was very surprised Louis didn't get it done. I was kind of deep down inside. I knew I wasn't going to get Brooks or Casey on the outright, so I was kind of pulling for Louis, even though I didn't have any money on him.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, how many more second, third places are we going to give? I mean, and we've given winners, but I mean, we only give a few guys each week, and we're dancing, and he's there, and that's why it's like, this time, no hedge. No hedge.
I know. Yeah, you go all in, man.
Yeah, I mean, part of the problem was I went down like Ocean City like you, but I stayed in a campground that didn't have Wi-Fi. It had, I don't know, freaking turtle speed. So I couldn't like get any bets going. I was all like, I'm like, no, you don't need to, because it's all Louis. It's all good. It's all good. It was a great Open.
Yeah, it was definitely great. And like I said, you had that variance of different types of players. Seeing the young guy like Colin Morikawa finally live, I shouldn't say finally, but live up to the billing, get the job done, right? Sometimes we worry about the putter. And then you have Louis, like, the guy that everybody's rooting for just to kind of push through. And then you had Spieth, who was just the master, just kind of like, everybody waiting for him to kind of pull it out. But lots of people tuning in, guys. Listen, we appreciate it. Dan Green, Adam Cease, what's up, fellas? We appreciate you guys tuning in. But Dave, listen, as we get into this weekend, different type of field, right? Different type of field, different type of course here at the 3M Open. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the course first. We're going to Minnesota, right? And TPC Twin Cities, par 71, 7,468 yards. We got a $6.6 million purse. Defending champion, Michael who?
Thompson.
Michael Thompson, of course. Michael Thompson. How did I not remember that?
Yeah. I got a story about this one. But this has only been around. This is the third year. The year before, Michael Thompson had a great battle. Wolf and DeChambeau. DeChambeau makes a great shot on 18, rolls in a 20-footer for birdie, starts pumping, going nuts. What's Wolf do? Eagles it. Right behind him, eagles it, and all you saw was Bryson's head hanging low. Can still remember, Morikawa was battling that day. It was like youngsters going at it. This course, it is very interesting. It's not linked hard, right? And it's supposed to be really hot up there. Greens are going to be firm, but they're big, they're receptive. They're going to shoot low. I mean, 19 under was what Thompson shot last year. The year before that, Wolf 21 under. Expect something very similar, I think. You already hinted at it, 70, par 71. Wide open, big fairways, not really daunting rough. But the one challenge you do have here is 13 and 18 holes have water. So, and we saw that pretty prevalent last year. In my one and done pick last year, I took DJ at this tournament. You want to talk about another story? This guy shot like a 9 on hole 18. He ended the round 1 at like +5. It was like, my back hurts now. My back hurts. I'm out. Then this guy goes off, wins the Masters, wins the FedEx, wins everything else after that. After I froze him out of my life. All right, DJ.
Now he's back, top of the odds board this week.
Now. Yeah.
Very interesting. But you brought up Bryson, and that's an interesting point because we love the Brooks versus Bryson rivalry. And my question to you is, like, is this really a rivalry anymore? This is almost turning into the Packers versus the Lions, right? Is that the type of rivalry we have now? Bryson, just another disappointing weekend. And Brooks, like I said, backdoor Brooks, he never in doubt. Slid right into the top 10 and got that cash for me.
Well, they both actually shot the same number on Sunday. Bryson had a 5 under. But to your point, Brooks is, it is one-sided a little bit right now, but neither of them are winning. It's absolutely a rivalry. I will tell you this much, though. I mean, that if I was King Cobra, I'd say we're done. I'm firing you. We're cutting the contract up. I'm putting it through the shredder. To sit there and rip the equipment when we all know that's all he's been like building himself up off of is his driver. That's what he's known for now. And to rip his equipment when he's a scientist sitting there tweaking every little thing, we know what he sucks at. Dude, you don't need driver there. They were hitting irons off the par 5s. You just need to hit fairways. Don't blame the equipment. That was a DB move, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and then my favorite, just seeing Brooks just take it and run with it. Love my driver.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, drove the ball well. Love the driver. Dude, he's so on point with that stuff, man. It's like unbelievable. Like he doesn't miss a second, man. He is on it like a machine gun. Adam checking in. Bubba top 10 Fowler, top 5 Reed outright winner. I like me some Pat Reed. Not going there, but I'll tell you what, if he's in the mix, I will definitely bet him live because Pat Reed just comes out of nowhere and wins these events. And I feel like the thing is with Pat Reed, Dave, and tell me if I'm reading it correctly. It just always seems like there's a good number on Pat Reed. And this is kind of one of the weekends where there's really not, right? 16-1, we're seeing in some spots, but like typically, you're getting up at like 30-1, like numbers like that. And you're just like, hey, Pat Reed can come out of here and, he can play this course, and I feel like there's value. I just think it's 16-1. And of course, very top heavy. You're looking at DJ 7-1, leading the odds board. Just real interesting. Like I think Reed in general, kind of hard for me to get a hold of. Because
Who?
Patrick Reed. I know you don't. I don't know. He's out of your life.
Yeah,
from your memory.
Sorry, don't know the guy. Yeah, I know there's 155 golfers I know in this week's tournament. I don't know the 156. That must be him.
You hate that dude. But yeah. Listen, I can't get a hold of him. Did not play him, not on my card this weekend, but like I said, would not be surprised, if he hopped out of nowhere and took down the W. I'll be looking at him live if he's right in the mix for sure, because he's a guy he can finish, right? If he's in the mix, things are going well. He can finish, close out, and win these tournaments. But let's get into our picks, right? Let's give the people what they want. I'm going to let you start. I have 2 picks. I have 2 outright, and then I have placement, both of them top 20. None of them are at the top of the leaderboard. So it's going to be, top of the odds board. So, mine are a little bit further down. I got a mid-range one, and then I got a long shot. So I'm going to let you lead things off. I'll give you the breakfast ball, tee it up, and I'll let you fire away.
Nice. I'm not going to need to reuse this one because I feel right in target here. My man Sisha gave it away a little bit, and that's why I didn't react to your little picks there. But I'm not a visor guy. In fact, I don't even like these things. But I got one tucked in the closet, and I broke it out this week for my man Bubba. It's Bubba time with that flat brim visor that he wears, top button all the time, getting on my nerves. But he has been playing some good golf. And he didn't make it the trip over. Some complications with, COVID and all that stuff. He didn't go over the pond. He stayed back, and he's been playing very well in his past few tournaments. And I kind of think that's maybe in his favor that he didn't go over. And what we've seen at this course, look, I gave you the names: Bryson, Matt Wolff, bombers that year. Those guys can hit the ball far. We know what Bubba can do. And, Shot Shaper's course too really has a few different dog legs where he can really get creative like he likes to. I mean, this guy, and you're getting good numbers on him. He's I guess plus 4,000 in some books. His strokes gain approach really on fire lately. His strokes gain birdie or better percentage, another number I really like here. Really good, one of the top 5 in that category over his past 24 rounds. And it's Bubba. I mean, he's bound to win something when you're not counting on him. But I just really like Bubba's game and his form this week, and I like that it didn't go over. Give me some Bubba.
Love it, Bubba Watson. What number did you get him at again?
I got him at 40. I'm looking. DraftKings has moved him down to 35 now.
All right. 35, still great value. Our man Arroyo checking in, man. Hey, listen, he likes your form. He was saying you're a Pippin last week. Brave man wearing pink. Sometimes you got to rock the pink in the summertime.
I know it had, and it had little splotches in it. Thanks, Arroyo. Been following those MMA bets. I'm in.
Our guy, man. Yeah, Arroyo sent me some for this weekend. We're gonna cash in again. I had a great week in the UFC last weekend. Last weekend was a good week. We hit the golf. We hit the UFC. Yeah. I hit some NBA last night. I was on the under, and I was on the Milwaukee win margin 6-10. A little plus 430 action there. But I
had him for the series.
I did not. I thought Phoenix was going to win the series. I had Chris Paul plus 160 on the MVP. I didn't bet the series because I'm like, if they win, it'll probably go to Paul. But
Monty Williams screwed that up. Like, how do you let Giannis go 50 without doubling him? Like, it just, I can't get started.
It's a tough one. But I'm going to talk about somebody that I hope does not screw it up, and that's going to be my first play. Middle of the pack guy, Sergio Garcia, got him 31-1 at FanDuel, plus 3,100, top 20, plus 140. So they're the plays for Sergio Garcia. Listen, top 10 in the field, strokes gained approach and off the tee, averages 308 yards per drive, right? So we're going to let him tee it up and rip it. 3 straight top 20 finishes. We had last week at the British Open, preceded by the U.S. Open, right? These are big-time events. Sergio Garcia in form. The only thing that's going to stop this ticket, Dave, is the putter, right? That can trash the ticket, can put it on fire. So we're going to sweat this one out, right? We're never going to be safe with this play. We're going to ride this one all the way through till Sunday, because if that putter goes sideways, it could be trouble for Garcia. But I like him, man. This is a less competitive field. I think Sergio can keep himself within striking range at 31-1 and at plus 140 to get in the top 20. I like those numbers. So I am all in on Sergio Garcia this weekend.
I like it, and I'll tell you what, putting is probably the last category that I care about this weekend. When Wolf won, when Bright and even Thompson, I think they barely gained 1 stroke putting over the field. It's not one that I'm really that concerned about on these greens in this course. It's more tucking it close, and we know that Sergio has been doing that lately. So I like the pick. He's 5th in strokes gained approach over the past 24 rounds. So I like a guy that, in good form too. Nice pick.
Yeah, I like it. So hopefully this one cashes in. If not, let's get that top 20, the plus 140. That'll be enough for me. I love that plus money. So firing up Sergio this weekend. You
should. All right, I'm going to dive a little deep into my bag of tricks as well. I'm just sticking around the plus 30, 3,500 range, and I'm going with some Emiliano Grillo. I can't, I took 4 years of Spanish, still can't roll the tongue, but who cares? I can roll that money, and I'm ready to get some more this week. Plus 3,500, Emiliano Grillo really finished the Open strong. What we like about him is he's playing great. He's 5th on tour overall in greens and regulation. He's tied 1st in proximity to the hole. And then looking at his strokes gained approach, he is 1st overall in the past 24 rounds of the guys in this field. Morikawa, obviously not in this field. And, I mean, he tied 3rd last year in his 3M Open debut. So he's got a little course history here. The guy has really been showing up on a lot of people's radars, and deservedly so. I think Emiliano is right there, ready to break through on. I'll take some chances this week with a very, very good number.
Yeah, I love that play. I mean, Grillo's a guy who I have my eye on, and like you said, I mean, excellent form coming in here, and this is the type of field I think that he can really do some damage. see him pop up and get some of that $6.6 million purse, right? But love Griot, man. Great pick. Now, my second pick and my last pick is a long shot, right? We're going deep. We're going 85-1, right? We're going deep here. And this is a guy who I had to sweat out a couple weeks ago. My man Joaquin went to the playoffs. I'm going Troy Merritt here, plus 8,500, 85-1 on FanDuel. Got him top 20, plus 300 at MGM. And I like Troy Merritt here in this spot. I'm going to tell you, 4 top 10 since May. 3 of them have come on bent grass. He was 8th at the Valspar, 7th at the Byron Nelson, 7th at the Schwab, 2nd at Detroit for the Rocket Mortgage Classic, right? That's the one we talked about there at Joaquin. Lost in the playoff, right? Was right there with Cam and Joaquin, but he didn't go away. Like, that was the one thing. Like, I wasn't on him. I was on Joaquin, but he did not go away. He made some huge shots. I think he can, I think he can do some damage here. He's coming off 2 missed cuts. So we're buying the dip. We're getting them at a great price. And I'm going to take a shot here with Merritt. I mean, at 85-1, I like it. And a plus 300 number to get into the top 20. If he's on, I'm going to know early in the weekend that he's going to sneak into this top 20. He's going to be competitive. We're going to be able to tell. If not, he's probably going to miss the cut. And I'm probably going to fire on some matchups or some live bets. But that's how we're rolling this weekend, right?
I like it. Man, Troy Merritt always sneaks up there once in a while. Hey, why not this week? I mean, I know we do know he snuck up recently, but good form is always, something that we look at when we're handicapping here. We're looking at horse for the course, good form, and key stat metrics. And I'll give you one that as my third, and I'm going to stick with a lefty. As much as I want to go back to my boy Hank the Tank Lebioda, I'm going to, we'll freeze him off and pick a different lefty. And you talked about Chris McGinnis earlier. If you remember the match play this year, he was in love with the big lefty from Scotland. I'm talking about our boy Robert McIntyre. He's coming over the pond this way. Played great golf over the weekend. I mean, fantastic golf. He made the cut on the number at +1. He snuck up that leaderboard at the British Open and finished tied for 8th. In fact, the par 5 coming home, he hooked one out of bounds and ends up still making, I think, par bogey. If he could have got back, if he didn't hook that one out OB, I mean, you're talking about a guy that might have posted a, -10, -11, gave a little scare earlier in top 5 for sure. He was top 18 at the Scottish Open recently. The guy, and I talked about earlier, people that can hit the ball far here and hit it close, Bobby Ken. If you remember that match play, drove the par 4 18th. Drove it while people were on the green. We know this guy can hit it. He's in great form. He's coming over here with a chance to win a special exemption on the PGA Tour. He just needs a couple more FedEx Cup points. He's got a lot of motivation. Plus 2,800. I'll go Bobby Mack. So that's 2 lefties in my pool this week.
Yeah, I love it. Bobby Mack, a late entry, man. But you want to talk about driving? I mean, he can let it rip, man. He can hit it to the moon. He can hit it to Jeff Bezos out there flying in space, man. But I think it's a good play, and I think you're getting a decent number here with Bobby Mack. I definitely like it. I want to talk to you a little bit about. I was looking over the missed cuts, right? Because sometimes it's just fun to root for people's demise, right? And one of the guys I was thinking about, a lot of talk. We didn't go over this event. We didn't go over the Barbasol here on Golden Hour Golf Bets, but it was a playoff, and a lot of people were dialed in. Seamus Power, JT Potson, big story, right? Very fascinating how that played out. And now we go here, and it's like, can JT Potson, how is he going to respond, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I'm looking at him now, and it's, plus 130 to miss the cut. You can get a little bit of plus money, and I think that's the kind of situation where, hey, like, does he bounce right back or does he fall off? I just wanted to get your take on that. Typically, it doesn't have to be specific to Potts in here, but typically, do you fade guys coming off that type of emotional roller coaster?
Yeah, I mean, I will talk specifically him at first. And when you have to bring out like a chalk line in golf, it's never a good thing. I mean, this dude was out of bounds by a fraction of the ball, and it really that's a 2-stroke penalty. You're back on the tee, popping 3 instead of 1, and dropping there and hitting 3, or maybe even playing the ball in play. Really, really tough. You take 2 whites. Anyway, that part I think is what's really going to hang on him mentally. When you
Mhm.
when you know you were that close and you know you had it in the bag, and I would fade him this week. I absolutely would. There are certain circumstances when that close. Hey, you see the eye of the tiger. Let's go get him next week. But not in this case with JT posted. And I really like the kid. He's a good player, not a great player, but one of those solid. Can win a tour event here or there in his career, and that's got to be devastating because he doesn't have many chances. He was that close. I think it's going to hang on him mentally. Yeah, I would be on a fade patrol.
Yeah, I agree with you. And at plus money, 130, I think that's a decent number. Kind of like it, man. Like, the other guys in that range, like, I mean, I don't know, like, Pat Perez is at plus 140, Ricky's at plus 150, Wolf plus 155. Like, I think when I look at those golfers and you tell me pick a guy who's going to miss the cut, it's going to be JT for the reasons that you described.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually not a bad number at all. That's a fun number to play. Yeah.
So let's talk about the chalk, right? Let's talk chalk. Let's talk top of the odds board, right? So top three guys: DJ, Louis, DJ plus 700, Louis 14-1. Who out of those guys? I think Pat Reed's up there at 16-1. Who's the guy I'm missing? I'm trying to think. Tony Finau, exactly. A lot of people on Tony Finau, right? Appreciate it. So out of those three, right, you got DJ, you got Finau, you got Louis. Who do you think, forget about the odds, right, for a second, who do you think has the best chance? Who do you feel more comfortable with betting to take it home?
That's a good one.
Like I almost say like forget about the odds because it's like to me the odds are so tough to bet DJ at 7-1.
Right? For me it's still Louis. I mean the guy just on a major roll, and the way he's putting himself in position to win a tournament week in and week out, especially the majors. DJ, we saw him backdoor his way in the top 10, but he was really never a factor last week. We haven't really seen the DJ that we know and love. Really since very early this season. So it would be Louis, but I already told you, DJ wimped out with a fake back injury last year. I'm out. Louis, I can't. No, I'm out. Like we need a week off, Louis.
First round leader. First round leader. We can talk about Louis, but we are not talking about Louis on Sunday.
And then Tony Finau, he'd never win. So I'm done. So out of the three, I'm no. But hey, I'll probably be wrong. One of those will probably win it. But if you gave me, I'd probably go Louis. How about you?
Here's the scenario, right? Finau, Louis tied, right? 4-stroke lead, both of them going into Sunday. You taking Louis and Finau, or are you taking the field?
I'm taking the field.
Yeah, you're like these guys light themselves on fire on Sunday.
Yeah, now there's only one way I'm not taking the field, and that's if I look at it and I see JT posting in third. All right,
right.
Then I'm like, all right, I'll probably take one of them.
Yep, our man Arroyo checking in after 10 events. He's starting to pick up the data, starting to spread the bankroll out. That's what we love to see, man. Golf's a different game. It's a different game. You got 4 days to kind of work your magic. And like I said, these outrights we're talking about, trying to hit 1 in 150, right? So it's not easy. So you want to go low in the outrights. You want to go high. I like to go high on my placements and the matchups, whether it's top 10, top 20, top 30, top 40, or the matchups. They have some matchup plays, but usually pretty big holds. Like you might want to look for some underdogs in those matchups, but you can do the matchups by round. You can do the matchups for the tournament. So he said he's going some outright top 20. My man, we love it, Arroyo, man. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate all the support from all you guys, Dan Green, Adam Cease, all you guys checking in. We absolutely love it. We appreciate you being a part of the show. And Dave, do we have anything else in the holster? That's all I got, man. I got 2 golfers for this weekend, keeping it nice and easy, not going to go too far. Don't want to give everything back from last weekend, right?
Yeah, so Arroyo, you kind of laid it up a little bit. From the sense that you're starting to get a sense of what's important and what's not. And one of the things I want to look at this is important this week is the fact that they really only have 2 tournaments left until the FedEx Cup playoffs start. So you're seeing a few more players play this weekend or this tournament than maybe before. And what you want to look at right now is to make that Northern Trust event the first leg of the playoffs. Is you got to be in the top 125 in the FedEx Cup standings, and we got a couple players that are right on the cusp of that right now that really need to have a good week, and they're very good players. And, they're big names, and when big names need to turn it on, and they're playing more of like a Bobo tournament like this, I kind of tend to look and listen. And one of them is Ricky Fowler, and I'll tell you. I'm not in love with, everything he does. I hate that, he's the face of golf at times for being such a, average player, 101st in world ranking right now, 124th in FedEx Cup. But I do know the kid's got game. And when I listened to him this week, he said, iron's coming around, putter's trending in the right direction, and driver's there. And I mean, he was showing a little of that. Obviously, he played Kiowa very well. And even last week, he was all right. I'm going to take Ricky top 20. You're getting plus 200. I feel like he needs to put one in there to get himself comfortably up there, maybe top, in that 100, 110 range. So I'm looking at those guys, and Ricky's one that stands out. I think he's going to have a good week. Do I think he can win? No, probably not yet. But do I think he can perform top 20? Yeah. So I'll take him plus 200, top 20.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Quick one, right? We know we love plus money, right? We talked about Louis in round one. Bogey free, round one. Yeah. Plus 350.
Yeah, I would take him bogey free instead of DJ. DJ's the same number. Just because of Louis' steady play and ability to really keep it in play. My concern is the water, right? And I think DJ, if you stray one or two there, where Louis, I think, is just going to stripe him down the middle, put him on the green, and see what happens. I think that's a very, very interesting plus 350.
Yeah, I think I might put a little sprinkle on that. Just maybe a little splash. See if we can root for Louis in round one. Plus 350, bogey free, comes out firing. Love to see it. Arroyo, he leans on us and then lies bets like me. That's what you got to do, man. Sometimes – you got to feel it out, like, how the weekend's going. But sometimes, if you got a couple misses, you're like, you know what, I'm not done. I'm going to fire away. I see some spots and, tear it down. You got 4 days to get into the green. That's what it's all about. Dave, any last thoughts for the people before we close up shop and get out of here?
Yeah, and you know what? I got to get better, get my my picks out there, my live bets over the weekend. So that reminds me, I will try and do that. But
don't be stingy. Get them out to the people, my friend.
Yeah. So I do have one tournament matchup I really do like, and that's Cam Davis at minus 120 over Lanto Griffin. We saw Cam win his first PGA event just a couple weeks ago, and it was an unfortunate situation where he didn't qualify for the British Open, and he's one that got to hang over here an extra couple days, a week. And I think can just be well rested and continue to play that strong form. He had, he's been playing well. And I don't want that to go unnoticed right now. He's also one that, he's comfortably in the FedEx Cup rankings, but I think he's kind of that guy that is really on the up and up. And he's a big hitter, as we know. So I like him in his tournament matchup versus Lanto Griffin. Minus 120, I'll take Cam Davis as a tournament, not a round one, a tournament matchup. So that's what I got, and that'll wrap it up. Obviously, I'm also playing top 20s on all my guys that I did bet live today, too. And they're all plus money. So let's bring something home.
Yeah, let's get that plus money, man. I like that Grillo. That's what I'm going to be watching. I might be taking him live. We're going to see how it goes. But once again, before we got out of here, Dan Green, Adam C., Arroyo, everybody listening, tuning in. Hey, listen, if you were listening and just didn't tune it, didn't drop some comments next week, man. Just say what's up. Let us know what you're on, what you're betting, or who you like. Maybe you're not betting. Maybe you're watching as a fan. Let us know who you like, because maybe we could make some money off that, right? We love to get into the green over the weekend, so we appreciate you guys tuning in. We will be back next Wednesday. Heat Ratio Sports. Like and subscribe. Good luck to everybody. Let's get this money.